bravest man in the entire world. And you know what all of us said? We said, no, you're not. He said, yes, I am. We said, no, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. He said, yes, I am, and I'll prove it. I will spend the night in the haunted house over the hill on the other side of the river, all by myself. We said, no, you won't. Because it's a Bruce. He said, yes, I will. And you know what he did? He walked home, he got his knapsack, he filled it up with the supplies he'd need for the night, and he walked over the hill, across the river, to the haunted house. Now you know in the movies, when you go to a haunted house, as you walk up onto the porch, and you go to touch the doorknob, the door creaks open. You've seen that movie, right? The door just opens all by itself. That didn't happen. The bravest man in the world went up to the door, and it was locked. Luckily, the key was under the mat, and he opened the door. But the door was stuck, and he had to hit his shoulder against it several times. And finally, he got it open. He walked into the front room of the haunted house, and it was dark. All the furniture was covered with cloth. All the cloth was covered in dust, and all the dust was covered with spiderwebs. The bravest man in the world lit a candle, and he searched through the house. He went down in the basement. Didn't find anything. He went all through the first floor, the kitchen, the dining room, guest room. Nothing. He went up to the second floor. He went through all the bedrooms. No ghosts. He even looked up in the attic. Do you think he found any ghosts in the attic? No ghosts in the attic. Well, this took a long time, and he was pretty tired. So he went back down to the master bedroom. And he built a fire up in the fireplace. He put his candle next to on the table next to the bed. He laid out his blankets. He took out a book. He started cooking dinner. I think he had bread and sausages. And he ate, and the sun set, and the moon came up. Then he got tired. And he went over to the bed, and he lay down in the bed. He pulled up the blanket. And he forgot to get undressed. He had to get out of bed. He took off his clothes. He took off his socks. He got back into bed. Just before he blew out his candle, he took a pistol out of his bag and put it underneath his pillow. And he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. Have any of you ever been sitting in a room that was empty except for you, and you felt like there was someone in there with you? Like the hair on the back of your neck goes like this, or you get goosebumps. Sometimes you get a little bit cold. That's when the skin on your arms gets all prickly. Well, the bravest man in the world woke up at 2 in the morning. He could see the moon out the window. Something in the room with him. The hair on the back of his neck stood straight out. He had goosebumps on top of his goosebumps. He was very quiet, and he slowly opened his eyes. And he could just make out the shapes in the room from the moon shining in through the window. He looked over in the corner very slowly. It wasn't there. He looked over by the fireplace. The fire had burned down. There were just little red embers. No, the creature wasn't there. But he was certain now. There was someone or something in the room with him. He looked in a far corner over by the window. Nothing there. He started to get very scared. He pulled the blanket up higher, just so only his eyes peeked out. He glanced down at the foot of the bed. At the foot of the bed he was sleeping in, he saw 2 eyes staring at him. The bravest man in the world could not look away. The two eyes just stared right into his. And they never, ever blinked. Not once. Slowly, very slowly, he took the gun out from underneath his pillow. And he pointed it down at the foot of the bed. He aimed it right at those two eyes. And he shot the gun. Ah! The end. And he picked it up, and his toes poked out. And the moonlight shone on his two big toes and reflected back at him. So the bravest man in the world shot off his two big toes. I hope you have a wonderful day today, Ed Higgins. Go off and explore, look out for ghouls and goblins, and be careful. There are some elves and ghosts in this room, and they might have snuck into your treat bags. And thank you for coming out.